Roasting Bruce Forsyth tonight. Jonathan Ross. Jack D. Sean Locke. Jason Manford. Barry Cryer. Bruno Tonioli. Arlene Phillips. John Colshaw. And Wilmelia Forsyth. Please welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
The Babylonians knew him as Forsyth, god of dance. To the Mayans, he was El Bruzi, he whose cards were right. There is a bronze statue of Bruce Forsyth at the London Palladium, and several hundred of them all over Easter Island. A roast is like good-natured bullying. Good-natured in that it's happening to someone else, not you, and that someone else is a multi-millionaire TV legend. So if we do upset Brucey this evening, he'll be crying all the way back to his massive mansion where he lives with Miss World. Boo-hoo! Who could forget the highlights of Bruce's career? Well, he might have. So here's a look at some of the best bits of the Forsyth saga.
In the beginning, there was Brucey, and he gave unto us entertainment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sunday night at the London Palladium.
All right, my love. This is where you have a total toffle.
Yeah, but you didn't know you dib when you dub.
It's nice to see you, They're so appealing. Okay, dollies, do your dealing. Oh, sorry, dear. Fancy that happening, oh. Aren't you glad I'm me? You don't get anything for a pair. Oh.
Mr. Saturday Night.
Let's get ready to rumble! And remember, keep dancing!
Bruce Forsyth.
The tradition of roasting started way back with Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. So who better to roast tonight than a man who's worked with those greats? Bruce Forsyth is a national treasure, by which I mean he was dug up by Time Team. So please give a very loud welcome to the man, the legend, Mr. Bruce Forsyth.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to have you. Look at that. This is quite nice. Good luck tonight.
Well, I suppose we better get this out of the way. Nice to see you.
Yeah. That's one of my lines gone for a start.
Brucey was always an exceptional child. In fact, he was the first member of his community to walk upright and use tools. Brucey is Britain's answer to Fred Astaire, and archaeology's answer to the question, what came between Homo erectus and Homo sapiens?
That is below the belt.
Many say that a knighthood is long overdue. After all, so many of his contemporaries have already been honoured. Lancelot, Galahad. As a fellow performer, I admire Brucey's timing, your talent, your versatility, but most of all, I admire Brucey's ability to pull a Miss World 30 years his junior. Right, on with the show. Here to roast Brucey this evening, we have a list of celebrities that reads like a who's who of who was available. We've got Jonathan Ross, Arlene Phillips, Bruno Tonioli, Barry Pryor, Jack Dee, Jason Manfred, John Culshaw, Sean Locke, and Wilmelia Forsyth. First up, we've got the Young Turk, the bad boy of British television. It's 50-year-old Jonathan Ross.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Matt. Well done, nicely done. Thank you, how lovely. Thank you, Jimmy. I know you're in a bit of a rush tonight. You're keen to get on. He's got to present two corporates, a tired old panel show, and then he's got to go across to the BBC to have a pilot turned down. He hasn't worked out. They really don't like him over there. And trust me, I know how that feels. Well, look at the faces they've gathered here this evening. Isn't it good to see Jack Dee here, ladies and gentlemen? It's lovely to see Jack. Jack used to be one of the hardest working comics in the country, always touring now, though not so much. Last time he was in the theatre, he was helping Snow White, weren't you? Yeah, he was playing Grumpy, always typecast. Jason Manfred's here, I have to say that because otherwise no one will know who the fuck he is. Let's be honest. True though, isn't it? And over there, ladies and gentlemen, Bruno Tonioli. Hey. I don't know if you know this, but Tonioli is actually the Italian for Len Goodman was too expensive. But now, I come to the reason for me being here, apart from obviously shamelessly buttering up Channel 4 in the hope of future employment. The great Bruce Forsyth, ladies and gentlemen. The great Bruce Forsyth. I love Bruce Forsyth. I can't remember a time I didn't love seeing on TV. I hope it never ends. You know, as Jimmy pointed out, he was born a long time ago, and it was a difficult birth, because he came out like that, you can imagine. He was so showbiz, he came out, but he went straight back in and came out again for an encore. That's how showbiz he is. He wasn't a pretty baby, but he did mature and grow up to be a fucking ugly adult. You could do so much better. But you know that. Brucey is the greatest performer of his age. He really is. And I can say that because all the other performers of his age are dead. How old is he? I'll tell you how old he is. When the dinosaurs died out, he was taken in for questioning.
Not true. Not true.
They're encouraging me. Of course, when he was 20, lured by showbiz, he moved to Londinium. How old is he? I'll tell you how old he is. He's got a Bible autographed by Moses. Who do you want me to make it out to? Bruce's big break came in 1958 with a global lowering of standards. He was asked to host Sunday night at the London Palladium. Yes, 58 was the year of the great talented variety show host shortage. He hosted that show for 2 years, then had a year off following an ill-advised sweary phone call to Anthony Eden. Oh, now it gets applause. Then came the 60s, the drugs, the free love, the revolutionary music. Bruce wasted no time in missing all of it. Along came the show with which Bruce will always be associated, The Generation Game. The Generation Game, what a show. In which 4 families of inbred idiots competed for a variety of fire-damaged electrical goods, flammable cuddly toys, and other supposedly aspirational crap. Basically, if you tore the arse end of the Argos catalogue, that's the sort of rubbish you'd find on the conveyor belt. Tacky, cheesy and undesirable, yet he made a great job of presenting the show. It was here that his catchphrases came to the fore. Nice to see you. Scores on the doors. Good game, good game. And I've told the wife I'm working late, Anthea, we've got 20 minutes for a quickie.
I don't talk like that. That's straight.
Well,
I don't talk like that.
And John doesn't talk like that when he does me.
No, well, no one talks like that. I can't do fucking impersonations. No one knows what I can do, really. In 1978, he moved to ITV after feeling Larry Grayson's breathing down his neck. Of course, he wasn't the only one in showbiz to feel that. But he left for artistic reasons. Several million artistic reasons. He gave us Play Your Cards Right with his new catchphrase, higher, higher, ITV pays a lot higher. But now, as the genial host of Strictly Come Dancing, he's found a whole new audience to disappoint on a Saturday night. Now, there are some, and I don't like to hear this kind of talk, but there are some who say he's too old to do it. Just because he's seen Halley's Comet 3 times doesn't make he's too old. And I'll admit, the font on his order queue is so big you can see it on Google Earth. But even so, I'd argue against that. I dread the time when we run out of Brucey, or Sir Brucey, as I sometimes sarcastically call him at home. I know a lot of you are sitting there thinking, well, why is this man not a Knight of the Realm? I've thought that. I think I can solve that mystery. Look back at his shows, he's done an awful lot of shit. The fabulous Bruce Forsyth, ladies and gentlemen.
Jonathan Ross there, who's leaving the BBC this year out of choice. Not his first choice. Join us after the break when hopefully we'll be getting a Brucey bonus, and by that I mean he's managed to stay awake.
Coming up, Jack D, Jason Manford, and Sean Locke.
No, if the money's right, I'll slag off anyone.
Welcome back to the roast of Bruce Forsyth. Now, sadly, some people couldn't make it this evening, but sent apologies and telegrams. Jimmy Tarbuck can't be here this evening because he had the good grace to retire. The Queen has sent us a telegram wishing Brucey well. It says, "One dreams of the day when Brucey will finally kneel before me." It's actually from Elton John. Ronnie Corbett is here tonight, somewhere, but we've lost him. If everyone could just have a quick look under their seats, I'm sure he'll turn up. Next to roast Brucey is Michael Caine's bastard son. Sean Locke, everyone.
Thank you. Hey, Bruce.
Lovely intro, I thought.
Thank you.
Sean.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely to be here with Bruce Forsyth and Jimmy Carr, Jason Manford there. Even Barry Cryer thinks some of your jokes are old, Jason. And Barry Cryer, God, I just admire you and respect you. You know, that's what happens when Mr. Whippy fucks a gnome. No. I've seen it. Jonathan Ross here. Oh, God. You know, roasting Bruce Forsyth when we got Jonathan Ross in the room. It's like roasting a chestnut when you've got a big turkey sitting there. Oh, imagine the juice and the gravy we'd get off that. I'm surprised you turned up in person, Jonathan, because normally if you're going to insult an elderly national treasure, you do it on the phone. We're here tonight to roost. To roost? Roost Bruce. We're here to roost Bruce. No. And personally, I'll be honest, I don't feel entirely comfortable with it. You know, this is a much-loved entertainer. BAFTA, Lifetime Award-winning, fellowships of everything, CBEs. It doesn't seem right, you know. In a way, I think it'd be kinder just to fire him out of a cannon. But they asked me to do it, and the truth is, you know, if the money's right, I'll slag off anyone. I'd slag off my own kids for a tank of petrol.
Oh, it's funny because it's true.
It's true. Yeah. In fact, I just do it. I just slag them off. 60 years you've been in this business. You know?
68.
68. Right. Okay. Whatever. I'll change it. Imagine the amount of times Madame Tussauds have had to alter your waxwork, you know? They don't change it, they just whack it with a cricket bat a couple of times. Every few months, they get out a recent photo and just go bang! Yeah, that's fine, yeah. Because you are a unique-looking man, would you say, you know? To be honest, Bruce, if you started your career now, I don't think you'd get on telly, you know, looking the way you do. Unless you're in a Channel 4 documentary like The Man with the Weird Face. It hasn't held you back, has it, Bruce? Hasn't it? You're married to a former Miss World. And, of course, they say opposites attract, and this is like a dictionary definition. They met judging Miss World, a very lucky woman, because a year later it could have been Keith Chegwin. They have a wonderful life together in a beautiful home in a secluded part of Surrey. It's so secluded even the Grim Reaper can't find it.
What a treat.
Bruce has many talents, if you include tap dancing, which I don't. I prefer to call it making a racket with your feet. That's what I like to call it. I suppose at 82 it's fine to wander into your kitchen thinking, what am I coming here for? But not so great on live telly. I suppose that's where the tap dancing comes in handy. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Bruce Forsyth. Bruce Forsyth, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Well, that was Sean Locke there. Scarcely do you see that kind of warmth and personality from someone that isn't a close family member. That was touching, Sean. Do you know what beautiful, I think is probably the word. Our next roaster is a huge fan of Brucey. Some people, very unkindly, refer to Jason as a poor man's Peter Kay. But I like to think of him as a northern Michael McIntyre. Ladies and gentlemen, the very funny Jason Manford.
I'm a massive fan of Bruce, and I was so honoured when they asked me to do this one. All in my house are all big fans of Brucey. And Nana's favourite was Play Your Cards Right, and as a tribute to that, we're going to have a game of Play Your Cards Right. Here we go. Here she is, she's so appealing. Come on, Dolly, do your dealing. Lovely. Hello. Give us a twirl, give us a twirl. Lovely, look at that. You're allowed to say that then? You're allowed to, obviously, when I hear twirl, I think, twirl. So, welcome to Play Your Cards Right. This is a bit weird, playing Play Your Cards Right in front of the master, but I'm going to have a go. I'm the leader of the pack, which makes me such a lucky jack. Shouting out this tired old shite helps me make it through the night. So it was a famous catchphrase. I don't really remember, I wasn't born. But our starter card is... It's the 15 of diamonds, of course. Don't play with this pack later on, it's rigged. The format's not perfect, but they all allude to things in Bruce's life now. So this is the number of years that Bruce presented Play Your Cards Right for in total. 15 years, although there was a 7-year gap between his two stints where he went backstage for a cup of tea, nobody could find him. So... The next card alludes to golf, which is another keen passion of Bruce. But what is his handicap? Ladies and gentlemen, do you think his handicap is higher or lower than 15?
It's going to be high.
What do we think? Let's have a look. It is lower! 12. Of course, Bruce's golfing handicap is 12. His other golfing handicap is that he's 82. He tries to get around the course with the fewest strokes as possible, and hopefully no heart attacks. The next card, ladies and gentlemen, this is how many minutes does he exercise for in the morning? Is it higher or lower than 12? What do we think? Higher, lower, what do we think? Let's find out, let's find out. 30 minutes of exercise and stretching keep Brucey as supple and flexible as a rye eater. They were there, nice, I like them. Our next card is the number of minutes that Bruce has his tea bag in his cup for every morning, OK? Is it... This is to the... He's got a watch out. So is it higher or lower than 30? Higher, lower, higher, lower? Let's find out, let's find out. 6. The 6 of cups there. Of course it's lower than 30. That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Otherwise you'd have a cup of tea the colour of Bruno's face, wouldn't you? That's not... Is he looking? Is that all right? Is he looking? Because I'm glad you're here, Bruno, because if you wasn't, people would think I meant Frank Bruno, and that's racist. So... you know, I got away with that because you're here. You can't say that about Frank Bruno. No, I meant that one. Oh, that's fine then, that's fine. OK. The next card... When Bruce sensationally left the BBC to join ITV in a big money deal, how many series did he do of Bruce Forsyth's Big Night? Is it higher or lower than 6? Do we think we're lower, higher, lower? Let's find out. Lower. One series, well done. It was an hour of non-stop singing, dancing and chat, and longer if you had a guest on. Ladies and gentlemen, please... give it up for Bruce Forsyth. Remember, Bruce, it can still be a good night if you play your cards right.
Very good. Very clever.
We have a lot to thank Brucey for. He has kept Impressionists in work for many years. Please welcome one of the parasites, John Culshaw. John Culshaw.
Well, of course, Brucey, you are the entertainer with the greatest number of catchphrases. So we're going to bring all the catchphrases together in the form of the commentary of the Grand National, just so we can celebrate them all together.
And so you join us here on a quite beautiful day here at Arlene Phillips Park for this, the highly prestigious highlight on the racing calendar, the Bruce Forsyth catchphrase lineup steeplechase, whereupon today the official photo finish and verification duties will be undertaken by Sir Jonathan Ross, the dress sense of a pimp but with none of the manners. And the Right Honourable Jimmy Carr, CBE. And as the catchphrases make their way in now to the starting line, and they're off. And it's nice to see you, nice making a strong start, nice to see you, nice from Didn't You Do Well coming up over on the far side, nice to see you, you're my favourites, nice to see you, higher, higher, Didn't You Do Well from Let's Have a Look at the Old Scoreboard, let's have a look at the old scoreboard coming up on the near side from Don't Touch the Pack, we'll be right back. We asked 100 Elvin and the Chipmunks fans in their 30s, Cuddly Toy coming through from Nice to see you, nice, still over on the far side, come here the pair of you, I'm so sorry, I really am, we'll have a drink afterwards, falling at the second jump there. I'm in charge. Good game from Keep Dancing. Coming through on the near side now. You're all still my favourites. Let's have a look at the old scoreboard. Didn't he do well? I'm in charge. Gives us a 12. Good game. Didn't she do well? What a points make prizes. Nothing prepared on in this game. Shame. In one. That's the bullseye. Bully. Special prize. You've won the motorboat. A non-runner there. That should never have been allowed in the first place. Surely a Stewart's inquiry. But back to the action now. And I'm in charge. Still strong there. With here they are. They're so appealing. Come on, dollies. Do your dealing. But it's nice to see you. Nice heading for the finish line. Nice to see you winning the Bruce Forsyth catchphrase lineup steeplechase, which has caused me to hyperventilate by taking in too much oxygen. I'm going for a sit down with a probiotic yogurt, and it's good night from him.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And like you were saying earlier, Brucey, no, I don't talk like that. I don't talk like that. Yes, you do. Marvellous.
That was wonderful.
Sorry, John, can you do that steeplechase bit again? Can you just... It's fine, just do it again. It's fine. John Culshaw there. In my opinion, there is nothing more pointless than watching someone do Bruce Forsyth with Bruce Forsyth sitting there. Nice to see you nice, good game, good game. Those aren't catchphrases. That's just a man repeating the same sentence because he's forgotten what he just said.
That's true. Absolutely true.
He's done it again. He said that's true, that's absolutely true. He said it twice because he forgot the first time.
You're right.
We'll be back after the break and Brucey will still be with us. Fingers crossed.
Coming up, Bruno and Arlene, Barry Cryer and Jack D.
Is this my roast or not?
Just getting round to you, you cantankerous old bastard.
Welcome back to the comedy roast of Bruce Forsyth. A roast is a bit like when a gathering of highly paid comedians sit in a room for an hour and mercilessly take the piss out of you. In fact, it's not a bit like that, it is that. Next up is one of my comedy heroes. I simply won't have a bad word said about this scruffy, dour-faced midget. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. Jack D.
Jimmy Carr, ladies and gentlemen, hasn't he done a good job so far? Jimmy has, you might not know this, he's been honoured, he's been paid the honour. They've made a model of him at Madame Tussauds, and if you want to go and see it, you can't miss it. It's the one with the "Please do not punch" sign on it. It's had to be taken away for repairs already, unfortunately. That wax isn't as soft as it looks, I can tell you. Oh, isn't it great that Barry Cryer was here? I'm so pleased that Barry was here. I mean, fantastic. You know what? Lovely to see him doing stand-up. Lovely to see him able to stand up. But Barry's going into hospital next week, so good luck. Yeah, he's having his anecdotes removed. It should ease the pain for everyone who works with him. And Jonathan Ross, oh. You know, they say money can't buy your style. Why didn't you listen? Every time he puts a suit on, he looks like Martina Navratilova at a wedding.
I mean, like it. Okay. I came here to be roasted, and roasted I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
Not right.
Just getting round to you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't
You
wait.
cantankerous old bastard. Arlene, doesn't she look fantastic, Arlene? I think so. She's beautiful. Look, she had a manicure, just get the last remains of Alicia Dixon's eyeballs off her fingernails. And Bruno Tonioli. It's great. I like Bruno a lot. Isn't he great? He's gay, but he doesn't make a song and dance about it. It's nice. And together, those two have made Strictly what it is today. Not as popular as X Factor.
Oh.
But you know what? Talking of great dancing, let's change the subject completely. Bruce Forsyth is, what can I say, he's a giant of entertainment. It's a good look, style, talent. These are just a few of the things that have deserted him gradually over the years. Bruce, you may not remember this, but a long time ago you gave me a piece of advice, and it's because of that advice that I'm here tonight. You said, I don't know if you remember this, but you said to me, Jack, do as I do. He says, if the money's all right, who cares what it is, take the job. And that's why I'm here tonight, because you told me that.
Right. That is right.
Bruce is often teased for having a big chin, but you know what they say about people with big chins? They say he looks like Bruce Forsyth. See, Bruce, as we've heard a little bit, Bruce was born in 1928, the same year as penicillin was invented. or as the radio announcer said, there's good news and bad news. Bruce's TV career went from strength to strength thanks to a string of game shows. There was Play Your Cards Right, You Bet, The Generation Game. They were all part of my childhood, along with Rickets and Whooping Cough. And did you know that Bruce actually wrote and sang the theme tune to Generation Game? That's true. Is there nothing that he can't contractually insist on? In recent years, the tribute to Bruce Forsyth has become practically an annual event. In 2005, the BBC screened a special programme marking Bruce's 60 years in show business. In 2008, he was awarded a BAFTA Fellowship in recognition of his long career. And in 2009, he received a Royal Television Society Lifetime Achievement. Bruce, for Christ's sake, take a hint. They want you to stop. But seriously, Bruce...
That was funny.
But we'll be using that 6 or 7 times.
Yeah. I knew you'd make me laugh eventually.
But seriously, Bruce, if it wasn't for you, a lot of the comedians around today would never have got started in the business. And frankly, looking around tonight, that's not something I'd like to have on my conscience. Bruce, nice to roast you. To roast you...
Thank you very much. Lovely. Lovely. Oh, God. It's a lovely picture.
Next up, Barry Cryer. Who, as well as being a world-renowned performer, he's also written for some of the greats, the two Ronnies, Tommy Cooper, Morecambe and Wise, Bob Hope, Richard Pryor, Frankie Howard, Jack Benny and Bruce himself. Barry is a perfectionist, a man so hard-working and dedicated to his craft that not only has he achieved more than any other human being in entertainment history, he also finds the time to write his own introductions. Mr. Barry Cryer, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm the lovable one. I'm enjoying tonight enormously, though. I haven't been so happy since Reader's Digest lost my address. But what can I say about Bruce that wouldn't be interrupted? Jimmy's touched on this. Bruce was born in North London. His first reported words to the midwife were, "I'm in charge." A leader very early in life at school. He used to lead his mates in his own standing ovation. Catchphrases. This has been touched on. Lord Culshaw is here, the master of voices. Bruce does not go all the time. Only when he's talking. Now... Behind every great man, there's a great woman. There she sits. Cordelia, greetings to you, darling. Behind every great man, there's a great woman. John Prescott told me that. Man who can light up a room just by moving away from the window. And... I won't keep you. I looked up the word roast, Bruce, in the dictionary. It said to cook to a dry heat. Keep cooking. Turn the gas up. Higher, higher.
Barry Cryer, everyone. Not just a showbiz friend, also a family friend of the Forsyths. I believe he went to school with Bruce's granddad. Arlene was sacked from Strictly for being too old. Despite being young enough to be Bruce's daughter. She was replaced by Alicia Dixon, who's young enough to be Bruce's wife. Ladies and gentlemen, to tell us more about Strictly, please welcome Arlene Phillips and Bruno Tonioli.
Hi, I am Bruno, I think.
And I'm Arlene, 66.
No, not really. Got a nice pair, though. Look at that. It's fantastic. Oh, no, it's fantastic. She looks amazing. Anyway, we're here to talk about Bruce.
That's the first time you've ever taken an interest in those.
Don't you take me for granted. You bitch. I'm sorry. No, let's go back to this. We're here to talk about Bruce, not about Arlene boobs.
All right, let's talk about Brucey on Strictly and what would Strictly be without Brucey.
Well, a lot shorter.
Here's Bruce and Tess dancing at the start of the show. Oh, that's what we call the big opening.
Trust me, I tell you, I sit to the left of that and I get to see everything.
When the show started, Bruce wasn't sure it was going to be a big success. Well, he's had to eat his words now, although the nurse does cut them up into tiny little pieces first. Bruce has been on stage for about 60 years, and in 10 years' time, I think he will still be dancing. I can see him now.
If you're blue, you don't know where to go to. Why don't you go where fashion sits, putting on the Ritz?
But for now, Bruce, till the autumn, keep breathing. Keep breathing. Get off. Get off.
Thank you, madame. Thank you, Bruno.
Keep breathing.
Brucey is keen to sign a new contract with Strictly. The BBC just have to iron out a few wrinkles. Or pin the skin back, one or the other, no matter. Time for a break now. Join us back here for more roasting in a minute.
Coming up, Wilnania Forsyth and Bruce fights back.
Yes, Jonathan, all washed up and you're not even 50 yet.
Miss World in 1975, and he said, yep, lovely, she'll do. Many people view Miss World as a quaint, old-fashioned beauty pageant. Not Brucey. He sees it like speed dating. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to introduce you to the woman behind the great man, a former Miss World who's created a foundation that supports underprivileged kids in her native Puerto Rico. It's Wilnania Forsyth.
When I married Bruce, I said to myself, you must be madly in love, Winnie, or absolutely crazy. Well, I still haven't made my mind up. How does it feel to have been married for 27 years and the first thing you hear in the morning is, nice to see you nice? There are many things I could tell you about Bruce. When we go to Puerto Rico, we go to the beach, and you know that wonderful feeling that you get, that warm feeling under your feet. Well, he feels nothing because he wears his socks. I hear that's an English thing, so maybe it's not your fault. If there is any part my husband could play to perfection, it would have to be Victor Meldrew. He likes to mow. He likes to mow. You do. About everything on earth, you know? The weather, if it's too cold, if it's too hot, if it's rainy, if it's too sunny. When we go out for dinner, he complains about the food. If it's too spicy, if it's too plain. Anyway, but I wouldn't change him for anything in this world. He is an incredible husband. He's caring, romantic. But then how do I know? I only have one husband. He has 3 wives. I better maybe ask him, no? go home tonight. I forgot about that. So, on a serious note, I am full of respect and admiration for him. He's not only been a wonderful husband, but a fantastic father. He has simply been my mentor, my lover, my friend, my everything. I simply adore him to pieces. And God bless you, darling. Thank you.
Oh, my darling, you really... You stole the show, I'll tell you that. You stole the show.
Will Naylor, beauty queen, wife, carer. Don't you think it is about time we hear from the man himself, yes? Okay, well, let's get him up here. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Saturday Night, Mr. Show Business, Mr. Bruce Forsyth.
Please sit down. Oh, I thought they were all going, didn't you? I thought you were going, yeah. But what a night. This has gone on longer than my chin. Thank you, Channel 4, for this roast. It's nice to be roasted, And although when I was told there was going to be a big ceremony and I was going to be roasted, I thought it could be a cremation. Anyway, now, I'm not and have never been a vindictive man, but to hear my 68-year career decimated by a bunch of second-raters is a bit hard to take. And what really hurts is that my true showbiz friends, who would have loved to have been here tonight, are all dead. Yes, Jonathan, Eric Morecambe would have torn you to pieces tonight. And Eric would have mentioned his long and varied career, unlike yours. All washed up and you're not even 50 yet. Anyway, my strictly lovely friends over there, the Queen of Strictly and Arlene. Yes, Bruno, the Italian stallion, and Arlene, the English old nag. I mean, just look at them. Today's Fred and Ginger. Well, he's definitely ginger, but, well, I say ginger, he's more like bright orange. And it's so nice of you, Arlene, to sacrifice a night of bingo. Isn't it lovely of you to come here this evening? And Barry Cryer, one of my oldest friends until tonight. I'm so surprised you're here, Barry, because I thought you passed away. Well, if it wasn't you, whose funeral did I go to? I do remember tap dancing on someone's grave. Now, over there, Jack D. Oh, Jack, you remind me a lot of Les Dawson. A lot of Les Dawson about you, because you're famous for having a grumpy face and looking miserable. That must have been something you picked up from your audience. And I'm very touched that Channel 4 have managed to get together, just for me, famous comics like Jason Mumford. Was it Mumford? Was it Mumford? It doesn't matter. Of course, you're a celebrity, Jason. Recently, you did a DVD for charity. I don't know if it was meant to be for charity. But that's the shop where I bought it. Now, John, I grew up with all the best impressionists. Monet, Renoir, That's a cultural joke. Any of you would understand that. It's above your heads, right? Now, Sean Locke, how do you feel about being an absolute nobody?
It's what I've always wanted.
Yeah. Well, it's what you always are. Remember, Eric Morecambe was funny in glasses, so it can be done. As for you, my darling Willie, yes, my darling Willie, I'd just like you to know I'm changing my will. And I'm leaving all my money to the cat. No, but you were so moving at the end. I knew you were going to do something, but actually, she's a stand-up. She is a stand-up. That was absolutely beautiful. And living with you 27 years has been like 27 minutes. Thank you for making the last part of my life. It is in the twilight, but you've given it a light that I never imagined. Thank you. You were great. You were perfectly marvellous. You really made me. And Jimmy Carr, you've proved it tonight. You've proved it so many times. But you really are the modern-day Bob Monkhouse. I didn't like him either. A lot of people thought I might confuse Jimmy Carr with Alan Carr. There's not much chance of that. Alan's funny. And Jimmy, it's well known you do offend a lot of people, including me. But everywhere you go, packed houses, yes? People would rather stay at home than go to see you. I'd like to thank you all and say there's no hard feelings, but I can't. Jimmy, will you now wind this up the way they've been winding me up all tonight? Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses and be upstanding. Didn't he do well, Mr. Bruce Forsyth?
Tomorrow night at 10 p.m, the comedy roast of Sharon Osbourne.
Look out, she's nuts.
I'm gonna get killed.
Whose fucking side are you on, Louis?
Oh yeah, baby! My arse is fucking jam.
Oh, I'm gonna miss you. You make me so wet. It's true.
That's the point of it.